What's going on, you guys? So, I wanted to cover a dev diary that just came out for Armor Brigade 2. It's called for Enhanced Communication and New Company Formations. Now, if you guys are not familiar with Armor Brigade, it's one of the best operational level games that I've ever played. Armor Brigade 1 is just it's an incredible game. You can literally play battalion level, like a battalion level game, right? On a massive regional size map. We're talking like Berlin and surrounding countryside, like something crazy. It's amazing. Like, the replayability on this game is just insane, and it has so many unique aspects to it. It mixes like grognard level detail, but with a casual level playing experience almost, right? Like, you don't have to learn the tutorial to play the game, and at least I didn't. All right, greetings, commanders. In this installment of our development diary, we commence with a succinct reference to a significant event from the past predating the Cold War period. In annals of military history, few incidents cast as stark a light on the importance of communication as the British Light Brigade's suicidal charge during the Crimean War in 1854. This bloody episode, marked by Captain Lewis Nolan's ambiguous transmission, ill-conceived orders, observed disbelief by stunned allies and foes alike, serves as a poignant reminder of how the essence of warfare hinges on seamless information exchange. As we have always upheld the importance of this concept, we reflected in our simulation of command order delay. We now push the envelope further with advanced spotting information sharing mechanism. This diary will explore the intricacies of this enhanced information exchange and spotting between units, as well as introduce refined structures internally known as parent formations, offering unprecedented flexibility and tactical planning. So, I can't zoom in on this, but on my Mac, I could literally just double tap the mouse, but I can't do it on this. Or maybe, hold on. No, I can't. There we go. That's interesting. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like transmission delays with like Grand Tactician Civil War. In the original game, once a hostile contact was identified, it became globally known. However, a friendly unit still needed to scan in that direction to engage it. Nonetheless, this often led to fairly rapid target engagement times by distant units, an aspect we believe could be further improved. In addressing this, we looked into integrating a system that mimics real-world military communication procedures. Whoa. The chain of command represents the path that orders and reports take between headquarters and subordinate units. Normally, orders travel down the chain, that is, from higher HQs to a lower subordinate unit, depicted as the order delay, while reports such as contact and spot reps travel both up and down the chain, sharing spotting information. Ah, okay, interesting. Very. I like that they're gonna include that level of realism. So like they're going to almost like a command modern operations, that kind of level of detail. So something I'm going to be interested and look forward to. A key challenge was ensuring the spotting mechanism itself remained undisrupted. This intricate setup necessitated meticulous implementation to ensure that the enhancements implemented did not inadvertently undermine the effectiveness or lead to gameplay issues for players. The system operates like a tree structure hierarchy where communication across different branches is funneled through the nearest common node, except in cases where units are in close physical proximity. To illustrate this with a practical example, suppose an individual tank has spotted an enemy, a hostile contact. Tank commander will report this at the platoon level, which then will be relayed by the platoon commander up the chain to the company headquarters. Here, the information spreads on two levels: upwards to the headquarters within the communication network, and downwards to other platoons and sections. This feature allows units to share critical battlefield intelligence more realistically, elevating strategically depth of gameplay. So, like, imagine if you're like, I don't know, this tank and you see that, they're going to report it to HQ, which then you could probably have, your mortar company or artillery start dropping, friendly friendly nuggets down on them. To illustrate this, well, we just going over that. Similar to how a wildfire ignites and spreads rapidly, so does information or simulation. While initial contact reports are swiftly shared at the local level, wider dissemination to units in different positions, like those on another flank or support units in the rear, take more time, unless these units independently detect the enemy. With radio communication offering instant connectivity, the importance of physical distance between units is lessened, except in cases where direct voice or hand gestures are used. Additionally, the level of training is crucial. Well-trained personnel are more likely to communicate clearly and precisely, and handle stress and panic more effectively. Nice. Which brings us to the second revolutionary novelty: refined company structures. Companies are no longer single, bulky entities comprised of a single certain number of individual vehicles or units. Instead, they now possess a proper structure consisting of subformations. For example, a company might include an organic HQ section and certain numbers of platoons. This benefit is twofold. Players can issue a command to a whole company to ease the management of larger battles. That's going to be really, really good. A lot of times when I play the game at the times that I played it with like battalion level, it did become a little bit overwhelming. You're like, oh man, I gotta issue a lot of orders here, kind of thing. I gotta make sure this, that, and the other. The benefit is twofold. Players can issue whole company to whole company to ease the management of large battles, or they can micromanage individual subformations. By integrating this concept, Armored Brigade facilitates a more dynamic and responsible tactical experience for the player. This enhancement additionally enables a more precise recreation of historical military structures, such as reconnaissance or weapons support companies. Cool. So like issue orders to your whole company or battalion, right, on the battlefield. Be like, you go, you guys engage here, and then you can go over here and maybe specifically command, a platoon to, flank the enemy and, win the battle. The new parent company structure is closely intertwined with information sharing, as subformation maintain a fixed connection with their default HQ. This HQ can be eliminated and, where possible, replacing it by an acting leader about with certain penalties. Ooh! Wow, okay, so that's going to be very interesting. This development marks a significant leap in our commitment to providing a realistic and strategically rich warfare simulation designed with modularity in mind. The new system lays the groundwork for easily incorporating future features, including expanding communication methods and electronic warfare capabilities. We will share more details about these exciting developments in our future updates. Until then, commanders, roll out the tanks. So, one thing I really like about Armored Brigade is, oh no, it didn't pop up here. One thing that I really like about this game here is, in combat mission, right, you have like a certain section of like a tactical map, right? You might have like a few villages here, open ground here, a few buildings here. In this game, right, it takes it to a whole nother level. And what I mean by that is, you can have battalion fights, in combat mission, but the map is limited. It's limited, right? Here, you can represent an entire city and then the surrounding parts of that city. And in Armored Brigade 1, right, the first Armored Brigade, it was a 2D environment. With Armored Brigade 2, it's a 3D environment. So it's gonna kind of give you a little bit of that taste that we have in combat mission, right? Of like, actual 3D units. So it's almost like combat mission on steroids. Right, so this is the combat. This is Armored Brigade 1. Now Armored Brigade 2 is going to take it to a whole nother level with 3D units. So as you can see, like, you have these tanks, like, it's going to give you a battlefield. Like, you have like a whole town or city here, the whole countryside, mountainside. It's going to be something. And then night battles too. This is going to be epic. I could I could only imagine. I think somebody mentioned something. I could only imagine the hit on the graphics card and the CPU. Especially when you have like entire battalions just going at it. Okay. All in 3D. Nice. Very nice. Alright, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Look forward to the next one, and catch you guys in the next video.